So I have to say this semester is like my first real chance that I've gotten, like internship-wise, to actually go in there and teach. And even just watching my CT, I've learned so much. And I feel like, because I watch a really great 10th grade class and a really rowdy 9th grade class, I feel like watching her deal with the 9th graders, how rowdy they are and how she deals with them, has helped me more than anything thus far. Like, she uses different methods to try to get them to quiet down, and it's something that I felt like I really needed, because when I went to the conference, the FCTE conference, like we had like a class management class, and she just taught us how to diffuse a student that's trying to pick that fight with you. But watching this class, I was like, oh my god, how am I going to deal with this? So I feel like watching her, like her, one time she just made them leave, all of them. She made them all go out into the hallway, and and they hated it because it was right before the bell was gonna ring, and you could tell they were not happy. But she wouldn't let them come in unless they were quiet and ready to learn. And I felt like that was a good technique that she used. She also, like, when she didn't have time for that kind of nonsense, she wrote tick marks on the board, and she used those to punish them. Like, I feel like watching her manage her class is helping me learn how I can manage my class, because in a class like this, ignoring it is not going to work. Like, when I taught this class, I asked them to pull out a sheet of paper and write their name on it. The entire class broke into conversation. it was wild. So, like, I pretty much, like, I felt like I needed to tell them, like, no, this isn't going to happen. So I was like, excuse me, no, this doesn't take talking. And they instantly got quiet, I think because they weren't expecting it. They thought it was going to be a party day. But, like, with the rest of the classes, I didn't have to do anything like that. But this class, whew. But I feel like watching her has helped me, like, build my classroom management skills. And also, after I taught one class, and then she told me, like, you know, these are skills kids. You need to slow it down. Give them one direction at a time. Tell them to pull out a piece of paper, put the name on it, and then wait for them to do that. And then ask them to answer the question. You know, like, one step at a time. And I could see the change. I really could, because it takes up less time for them to accomplish a smaller task, so we can move on faster. But if they're like, oh, what am I supposed to be doing? I could see it working. And, like, I feel like I was talking to my CT afterward, and, like, everything, she was giving me feedback, and it was like stuff I had already heard, and I was like, what? You know everything too. Like, I feel like she's reiterating everything we've ever taught. And she caught a filler word that I have. I'd like to say right. You know, that's the answer, right? But I mean, I know it's not a good filler word, because, I mean, if it's not alright, the student isn't going to want to say so. And she said that. She was like, you know, you have to be careful, because, I mean, what if it's not alright? And I feel like even just watching her with the students is great. She scares me sometimes. She hugs almost all of her students. I mean, her students love her. But she'll hug them, she'll get really close to them, and at one point, like, she was leaning over the student's desk to help them, and they were like face to face, and I was just like, oh my god, way too close. It was uncomfortable for me, and I wasn't even over there, like, but she is just so familiar with her students, and they are perfectly fine with that. Like, it works for her. I don't think I could ever do that. Like, I like bubbles. Everyone has their own bubble. But, like, honestly, the first time I've ever gotten up in front of the class, this is the first chance I feel like I've got to teach. I mean, I've taught my peers, but, I mean, it's different. It is. And, I mean, when I was teaching, you know, there's a couple students, they want to be disruptive, but they don't want to be disrupted to your face. So they'll, like, murmur something. I'm like, yes, what was that? Do you have something to say? Okay, then don't say anything. And this one time, this girl, she mumbled under her breath to her friends. Her friends started laughing. I was like, well, what was that? What was that? What do you have to say? She actually, like, said something that was contributing, like, it was the right answer. And I was, I was like, yes, that's exactly right. I don't know if it's what she said to begin with, but her making a comment that was distracting, I kind of felt like I turned it around and made her contribute, and I felt good about that. But I felt like I felt comfortable in front of the class, even though I had taught 2 classes. It was my first time meeting them, and they were very, very well behaved. I mean, you can tell you get more comfortable after you teach the lesson, but it's definitely been an experience, especially the 6th period skills class. They are wild. Not just in that they like to talk. They're smart about ways not to do work. And I was grading their papers, and my favorite answer, I was asking them what characterization was. It's a vocabulary word they'd already gone over. I was just, it was on the pretest. I was like, what is characterization? And one of them said, it's something about something. I was like, yes, it is something about something. And one of my, really just reading these kids' answers has shown me where they're really at, and everything my teacher says about them is true. They really do have a low grade level. But I had a student, for direct characterization, said that it was something Pacific about something, spelling it P-A-S, Pacific, as in the ocean. It was just, and these are things that my teacher, my CT, has shown me in their writing before. It's rough, but I feel they're smart. They know how to get out of the work, but I feel like motivating them to do the work. I showed a clip that was from Family Guy, and one of the students just wanted to talk to me about Family Guy. And I was like, okay, I don't really watch it, but it excited them, and I knew the video clips would, which is why I brought them in. I've seen her do things like that, and it really excites them about the work instead of just, what they're doing after school. So, I feel, I'm so excited that I've had this experience, and I'm going to keep going back. I don't think I need any more hours, but I'm still going to keep going back. I definitely feel like this has been great for me as a learner, as a student teacher, to help me get a grasp on, classroom management, being in front of the classroom, answering students' questions, stuff like that. I'm very, very thankful to have this, and I cannot wait to get my internship placement. I cannot wait.